Welcome to Where Entrepreneurs Thrive. I'm Russ Nolting, and this is the podcast where we explore the strategies, stories, and secrets of entrepreneurs who are shaping the real estate industry and beyond. Today, I'm sitting down with Brandon Tomic of Keller Williams Clients Choice Realty in Colorado Springs. Brandon's building a growing business, and we're going to talk to him today about his journey that got him to the place where he is and about the growth of his business. Let's jump in. Brandon, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Russ, thank you so much for having me. So happy to be here.
I'm excited to talk to you. Let's start by talking about your journey, how you first got into real estate and how you got to KW Clients Choice.
Yeah, absolutely. So first getting into real estate is kind of a fun story. So a roommate of mine, so I was working at Verizon Wireless at the time. They paid your tuition at that time, which was super cool. So I was working for the college tuition. Yeah. Wow. So my last 2.5 years was paid for the 5G LTE network. So no free pub, but so I was working at Verizon. I was living with a good friend of mine named Mitch, and he was working for a brain surgeon. These brain surgeons all know each other and had a little investment group, and they were looking to kind of invest in younger businesses and people who were young entrepreneurs and everything. And so my friend Mitch and I identified this property, which is the old dog track off of Nevada, which is in the center of the city, and wanted to do something that was we call it a community marketplace, where you essentially refurbish the place, you bring in a brewery, you bring in a restaurant, you bring in a yoga studio, you bring in a coffee shop, you bring in all these different things. We raised a good sum of money and actually got a Keller Williams realtor before I even knew what companies were what. Yeah. And sat down, raised the money, made a cash offer, a big cash offer. The owner came back and said they wanted 5x what we had. And us being two 21-year-olds still in college, we were unable to get the financing for the other, $8 million that they wanted. Right. So, but through talking with that agent, I kind of learned a little bit of the ropes of what he was doing and how he was kind of building his business and kind of what an income could look like and everything. And I was like, hey, listen, I've always wanted to own my own business, but I don't have an app. I don't have a product to sell. So why not sell something that's already there? All I got to do is sell myself. So that's how I got into real estate.
I love it. What year was that?
That would have been the end of 2016 going into 2017.
Okay. And did you immediately join KW?
Yes, I did. So it was really funny is that the Verizon I was working at had this diaspora of ex salespeople on the show floor, now moving to Keller Williams. So I joined what was ostensibly a Verizon wireless real estate team with Tony Casados.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. There was
I had dinner with Tony a couple months ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Great guy. Great guy. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Fun guy too. He's fun. But there was 4 or 5 Verizon people. We all were kind of taught how to speak to people a very similar way. And instead of selling home phones that nobody needed, we were selling houses that people actually did need. So I think we thrived pretty well there.
I love it. So tell me about your first year in. Were you a solo agent or did you jump right onto a team?
I jumped right onto Tony Casados's team. And just because I was like, there's no way in heck that I was going to be able to do this by myself and need some guidance, especially from people that I knew and had worked with before. Yeah. So I jumped right onto a team. My first year actually went pretty well. In my first full year would be 2018 was amazing. That was I had a lot of fun. A lot of my business came from of all things my beer league hockey team. Where it was, Brandon, don't you do something with houses, right? Like you sell them or you money with them or something like that. Yeah. I'm a real estate agent, right? Well, hey, me and my wife were thinking about selling houses and, you're a pretty good shot. So why don't I use you as a real estate agent? Right. so that ended up really helping pretty well. Yeah.
Do you remember how many houses you sold the first year?
I believe it was 29 units total.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's an awesome, that was your first full year.
That was my first full. That was I got licensed in 2017, but my first full year was 29 sites.
Yeah. And now you were on a team. Do you recall how many of those 29 were generated by you versus perhaps handed to you by the team, or were they all generated by you?
It was almost an even split right down the middle. Yeah. And that was I think in part to the first 3 months. to 6 months of that year was really kind of bashing my head through the conversations and learning how to
Yeah.
really get into, you got all the two things you need are desire and ability, right? And that really took a while for me to create that desire in people and inspire them to work with me. So
Yeah. So you're at Partners, you're on Tony's team, you have a great first year. And by the way, I mean, I've been coaching people at Keller Williams since 2012. 29 units is a really great first year, right?
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I was definitely taken aback at what was able to transpire there and like have happen. And a lot of assists from the front range team from those guys helping me out as well.
Yeah.
And but also just the friends and family who decided to work with me, family friends from way back as well, which, I love them all.
Right. So I noticed in doing some research on you that you left Partners at some point, right?
Right. Yeah.
What was that about? Why did you went to an independent brokerage?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was sort of that thing where I was 2.5 years in on the team, and again looking at how much business I was generating by myself and via their lead system, and kind of said, "Hey, listen, I can build my own version of this. I can go. I mean, the splits don't really make a lot of sense for me if I can be doing this for myself."
Yeah.
So I went off and started a team at Keller Williams, and then just started looking at different options for growing teams, growing young team leaders who had one or two agents on them, and found this company 6035. If I'm allowed to say the name, or whatever it matters. Yeah. So I ended up going over there with the Webbers, and it was a real fun time. It was a real interesting young group of people, and I kind of thought that was my vibe, and up until the end.
Yeah. So you were on a team
Yep.
at KW, then you started a team with KW,
Right.
and then you took your team and you exited KW and you went to 6035.
That's right. Yep.
What was your reason for choosing to opt out of KW in favor of this company?
Well, what I found is that a lot of the systems that I was building, or whatever systems I had, were not necessarily dependent on the infrastructure that Keller Williams was providing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still paying my cap, still paying my royalty and everything like that. So why not look into a place where I can develop my systems, have them be my own, have my own lead systems and all that kind of stuff, and then not pay as much, right?
Sure.
And that's how I landed there.
Got it. So you were there from like April of 22 to November of 23, something like that?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
Why'd you leave that company? And by the way, I'm not asking you to bash anybody, but like, just
Sure.
Generally speaking, why'd you leave that company?
Well, I think I mean, this conversation has to start with places where I'm deficient. The Brandon system works very well for Brandon. It doesn't necessarily always work for other people on the team, right? I'm way more, and I also know that my strengths is this. Like, I love talking to people. If you give me enough time, I'll yap until the cows come home. When it comes to CSVs and CRMs and KPIs and all the different metrics and numbers, I just kind of like glaze away, and I can't really stay with it, right? So I understand that some people need more structure, some people need more systems, more guidance, even, honestly. And that was not something that I was very much strong suited in. However, at 6035, they had just combined their teams, and it was now a mega team over there, and that seemed like that was really the main focus of that company, and not growing the smaller teams. And as a matter of fact, we started looking around and looking at other places. I sat down with Greg Luchek here at Keller Williams Client's Choice, and I think somebody over there caught wind of it and made offers to other people on my team, and my team was poached from me. So in September of that year, and so I was like, well, I'll make more money by myself. So I went off on my own, and Greg is an incredible leader and a great person to talk to here. I don't know, if we know the Luchek Group, if your listeners know the Luchek Group, they're an incredible production team, and he's a really great guy, and just kind of wasn't even like, hey, come over to Client's Choice or Keller Williams or anything like that. He was just, more of a shoulder to cry on after all that crap happened,
So you came back to KW, but you came back to Client's Choice, and you were attracted there because you were having conversations with Greg, and he was probably talking about the Luchek Group and what they're doing, and it sounded like an attractive thing to be able to be around.
Yeah, I mean, just as far as my business goes, the way I kind of like to look at it is like a table, right? A table typically stands on four legs, right? Meaning you need some multiple income streams in order to kind of keep a business going, probably even more than four, but really there should be a core four that you're focusing on. Just this is just a number that I've come up with. And I see that I have my past client database, 250 plus homes and clients that I can always call on. I got friends and family that I can always work with. And then I have my internet lead system that I have built up. Getting that fourth, that core four, or even another fifth stream of income in terms of good lead flow or ways to attract buyers and sellers, I'm deficient in. That's another thing I need to grow my business. And Greg and the Luchek Group does incredibly well with for sale by owners, expireds, withdrawals, a lot of those kind of, I guess I'd say low hanging fruit, but I think we both know those are not low hanging. You know what I mean? But those types of properties.
Yeah. So now are you working that too?
I'm starting to, yeah. So I'm starting to do it a little bit more. The problem is as soon as I want to, okay, I want to open this new part of business, this whole new leg of my business, this new core four, and then things start picking up and getting busier and everything like that. And now suddenly my for sale by owner call time is taken up by showings in nearby towns and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's excuses. You got to make the time, right?
Yeah. I've found in coaching agents that usually the agent that's really good at for sale by owners struggles with expireds, and the agent that's really good at expireds struggles with for sale by owners. Do you have one or the other that seems to work better for your personality?
I think expireds. I'm much better at encouraging somebody to work with me if they've already had a prior experience, right? Because then you have an A and a B, right? So here's your A. The A was horrible. I'm going to give you a B. This is going to be a completely different white glove service, top tier way of working with somebody. Versus for sale by owner is there's usually a lot of misconception around agents and the way the commissions work, all those kind of things, compensation. And then on top of that, there might just be they're predicated to hate an agent. They're thinking of the Glengarry Glen Ross, kind of thing, like the sleazy Al Pacino kind of agent versus, me, of some young dude who just wants to help you sell your house. Come on.
Right. That was a great movie, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I usually start my meetings with the speech in the beginning.
Yeah. You drove here in a Hyundai, that speech?
Yeah. Right.
Hyundai's just gotten a lot better since that movie was made.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, kind of. Yeah, I've always found that I don't have patience for sale by owners.
Right.
Because like they're going to try it out. Like they've made a decision that they're do-it-yourselfers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying this as someone's cutting my grass. I'm not a do-it-yourselfer kind of guy. Like,
Sure.
I it out for everything. But whereas an expired has already proven their ability to sign a document.
Absolutely. Right. Now, with that I feel like this might be a good time though for sale by owner, because even things that sit on the MLS, I mean, they're sitting. Days on market is going up. The average days on market is going up, right? So I can't imagine that people are looking at for sale by owners more now than they were in 2020, 2021, 22,
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I don't have that patience either. You've already seen the exclusive right to sell. Here it is,
Right, exactly.
Right.
So I think your business is about 20% up this year. Is that about right? Do I have that right?
It might. Yeah, that's I think yes, I think that's number over number. Or if it's looking at a volume standpoint, I think it's a little bit more. But if it's by unit, yeah, that's about 20% more.
Yeah. What do you? I mean, that's great because the market hasn't helped you with that 20%. I mean, unlike when you started 17, 18, 19, 20, like the market just helped you and helped you and helped you and helped you.
Yeah.
Yep. The market this year hasn't helped you a bit because it's flat, maybe even slightly down, depending on who you're listening to. What do you attribute your unit growth to?
So there's probably three things I could point that to. At first and foremost, I had my first son a little more than 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And the fear of God was stricken in me. So, and he has been my good luck charm. Every single week he's been alive, I've put a house under contract. So
yeah,
that's thing number one. But yeah,
awesome.
now knowing that there is, and also I didn't know how much formula cost. Good night, Jim Kite. It is expensive.
Yeah.
I got to be selling houses every other day to afford this stuff. So
Wait till you put them in college. That's
yeah,
really, I mean, formula is nothing.
You've got a point. Car insurance, cars, and
My
textbooks, and all that.
my boy's looking at a college right now. He's like, I'm like, son, how much is this school? He's like, well, it's like 95 all in.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, 95 like per year. So I need an extra $400,000 to get him to SMU, but whatever. I mean,
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, absolutely.
fun.
So that's part of it too, I think, is like, oh boy, I hope he doesn't want to go to Yale or something. I better start selling more $1 million properties.
So your son's good luck,
The
and
son's good luck.
and you're motivated by the formula bill. What
The
else?
formula bill. Number two is just I've sort of hit a rhythm with the way that these leads, there's been a lot of putzing around and moving around with the system that I've used different companies and all that. And we kind of finally hit a good spot where we know exactly what to do with those leads as they come in, how to speak to them, how to handle them.
Like internet leads.
The internet-based leads. Yep. Yep. From various different sources. And then number three is I have been working with one of the agents on Greg's team. Her name's Sydney Burnett. She's an incredible agent. You have to have her on here. She's an up and coming young one who's gonna be a top agent here. I mean, if she's not already, I mean, she's definitely in the top 10%. But either way, she's been assisting me with some of the lead flow because it's hard to be like, oh, I can't handle the amount of leads coming in, and I want to shrink this just as I'm getting it to a place where I feel comfortable with it. She's been helping me out a lot with a lot of these leads coming through. We work together with a lot of these clients.
Got it. So last year, 18 million or so, 44 units. Is that about right?
Yeah, I believe it was either 44 or 42. Yes.
How's that break down in terms of those lead sources, those legs of the table that you mentioned? I mean, what's past client repeat business? What's family friends? What's internet? How's the breakdown?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was just looking at this the other day because I'm now comparing it to this year as well. So it was in two half. It was half internet-based leads, so new people never met before, new introductions. While the other half is split in two, which is past client base, so about 25% past client base, and then 25% referrals or friends and family.
Got it. I want to talk to you about the internet leads, but I'm curious because we know that the vast majority of our agents at Keller Williams are at least one of their lead sources is SOI, or as you called it, past clients, friends, and family.
Sure.
How do you stay in touch with the people that have used you in the past? How do you stay in touch with your family and friends and remind them that you're still in the business?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have, that has been a big blind spot of my business. I would say the first 5-6 years, it's just something that, oh man, I got the deal closed, and then it was a set it and forget it kind of thing. Whereas, and that's one of the things I did learn at 60/35 is how much that needs to be a focus. And I've definitely changed that. So via my CRM, I have, anniversary, home sale anniversary, birthdays, wedding anniversaries if I have the date and those. So it's connected via email and text for any pertinent dates that come up, which has been really big. As far as friends and family, Facebook has just been huge. I've been really upping my video game, not video games, but my video game when it comes to listings and my marketing. So it's something that I can also share on my personal Facebook, and that tends to reach out to a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, that guy I played hockey with, and 20 or when I was 15 years old or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll have him sell my house. Why not?
Got it. So you're recognizing the milestones in their lives. You're doing a lot of Facebook marketing to remind them in your business. Anything else? Client events or proactive phone calls? Anything like that?
No, proactive phone calls. Absolutely. I'm reaching out to people when they hit certain. I use HomeBot or whatever it's called now for certain equity points. So once they hit the 6-figure equity point, I usually reach out to people as well, because that'll hit my email as well, and then they'll hit their email too. But as far as events, no, that's next as we build this up to 40 to 50 units a year. We got to do 100. We got to up it. So that's part of the next plan.
Got it. I noticed that your business is I mean, you got like a bulk of business that's in like the average price point for Colorado Springs, around that like 450, 500 mark.
Yeah.
Then you got a couple outlier luxury properties or expensive properties. I'm curious, how did you find those higher end properties, and were they like database things, or were they more on the internet lead side?
That's a great question. Yeah. So of the larger properties I've done, it's it breaks out to about half of, or how my year went last year, which is half internet based leads,
Mhm.
and then also half past clients. So like I had a 1 point, I think it was like 1.1 or 1.2 million this year, and that was somebody I sold a house back in 2019, I believe. And it was just the gentleman owns a sign company and actually makes my signs for me. And
Yeah.
so we've been keeping in touch. We both had kids within like 2 weeks of each other. So we've been texting each other like, what the heck are we gonna do? We gotta
Yeah.
start Whiskey Wednesdays or something like that,
Right, right, right.
texting each other. So just staying in connection with that. So that was the sphere of influence. And then some of the other large ones were just internet-based leads that I've been working on, and they take their time. They are very discerning of the person they're gonna work with,
For
um,
sure.
but yeah.
Great.
Interesting story with one of those is one of my larger sales from last year that was in Pueblo. Gentleman was we got along very well. He owns a board game company. He makes like these World War II based, very tactical, fun games, and he was having issues getting them over from China because they're being made in China. And so I connected him with a finance person that I knew, and just somebody who did a hard money loan for him. And that was something that kind of helped us build a relationship too. Is like, yeah, sure, I'm here for real estate. Absolutely, that's my job. That's what I do.
Yeah.
However, if there are other things you need in your life, you're a business owner. I'm a business owner. I know we need stuff that we didn't think about,
Right.
that we never thought we would need. We never thought a Chinese ship would not make it across the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
So and so I connected them with that, and that kind of helped build that trust, and that ended up being $2 million sales.
Wow.
So
Sounds like you're well connected in your area. Did you grow up there?
no, not quite. I grew up in Seattle. The first 9 years of my life was in Seattle. And then my family moved to Denver, essentially Highlands Ranch. And then for college, I came down here at Colorado Springs for UCCS.
Got it. Awesome.
University of Colorado Springs College.
As you look back at your career in real estate, can you share any defining moments, like a moment that changed your approach to the business?
Yeah, I can give you a very positive one. I can give you a negative one, and I can give you a negative one that turned into a positive one.
I love it. Let's go.
So I don't know if that's too many, but
that's fine.
So my biggest defining probably moment that kind of got me addicted to the real estate game was my first year. I did $100,000 in GCI, and I was like, whoa, I'm 20, what I've been 24, 25 at this point, making $100,000 a year. Are you kidding me? Like, that's amazing. I think that was one of the biggest things. And hey, money isn't everything, right? But to see what was possible, and also being able to see other agents in the area doing 2, 3, 4, 500,000.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Probably my negative defining moment was that 60-35 takeover, if you will, in September of 23. Just kind of show the people that I loved and trust. I couldn't love and trust them.
Yeah.
And that you can't trust everyone, right? Just because somebody seems like they may have your best interest doesn't always mean that they do.
Sure.
Now, my negative that's turned into a positive is when I left the Front Range team, and that was we had a big squiff over a lead or something like that. I don't even remember. I was at a wedding, a very good friend's wedding, and I think I missed the lead or something, and I was getting yelled at by somebody on the team, and I just said, you know what, screw you guys, I'm leaving. So the positive, the negative part is obviously like these were my friends. I thought I could trust them, and this is how they're talking to me. Well, that started my journey on having my own team and being an independent agent, which has completely changed my life, absolutely, in the best way possible. And on top of that, I'm still friends with those people too. We talk a whole bunch of Tony Casados and those guys,
Yeah.
just to show you, just because you may feel like you were slighted by somebody doesn't always mean you can't fix it,
Yeah.
right? Doesn't have to be that
You
serious.
can stay friends with someone, but not want to be in business with someone. It's different.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And I didn't understand the difference. I did not until then.
Brandon, I'm wondering what your secret sauce is. Like, what's the thing that you do better than most agents?
Oh man, this is tough. I feel like I need somebody else to answer that question for me.
What would your
I need
wife
somebody to
say is
watch
your
me.
secret sauce?
Let's see. Well, she would probably say, because I'm just always driving. I don't care what corner of Colorado you want to see a house. I'll drive there. Right, Steamboat to Trinidad, Grand Junction to Lehman. I'll do it all. And if you don't know Colorado, that makes no sense to you. But essentially, that's up, down, left, right.
Up, down, left, right. Yeah.
Yep, everywhere. I would say for me is that I think I have a very distinct understanding that I'm not selling houses, right? None of us are selling houses. Because you're going to buy a house with or without me, right? What I'm selling is that I'm going to be the person that's going to be able to get you there. That if the goal is home ownership or selling a home so you can move on to that next stage of life, you're going to do it one way or another, whether you're going to do it for the most money within the quickest amount of time on the sales side, or if you're going to get the best deal with selling concessions and feel like it was a really good experience on the buy side and you're going to call me again. That's where I thrive. Yeah. Absolutely.
Love that. So you said that you got about half of your business out of internet leads. What tool are you using for that? And is it integrated into your CRM? And talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah. So my CRM has, first of all, it's incredibly robust in terms of information. It's going to ask you like 30 different questions in terms of like what you can know about somebody. So that's the anniversary, when did their dog die, when did they buy their house, when's their birthday, those kind of things that are pertinent to a person that is going to be within your sphere, who's going to be your raving fan, which is a term that comes up a lot. And then on top of that is there's a lot of AI integration too as well, in terms of, hey, I've been on the phone with this person, we've been talking for an hour, I don't remember what we started talking about, where it can distill down your conversation and really give you the hot points and addresses they may have brought up
in real time, like it's giving you information in real time while you're talking to somebody.
Yes, in real time. Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Which is super cool. And then on top of that too, it can develop text replies. So if I'm driving somewhere and I don't have time to send a whole paragraph to somebody, it can again take the conversations that we have had and then create text messages, replies to any of their inquiries.
What's the CRM called?
It's just Follow Up Boss.
Oh, Follow Up Boss.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the thing is, for me, is like that I am such an idiot when it comes to CRMs. Like I just don't know how. I need fourth grade level learning when it comes to that kind of stuff, and it's very idiot proof. Which is so.
And maybe you don't have this at your fingertips, but so you're a solo user of Follow Up Boss, and you've got your CRM in it, or you've got your database in it. What's the cost? What's the cost of Follow Up Boss?
I believe it is about $200 just for its base version. I do have some of the agents who are helping me out with some of the lead flow that we get. I'm having them attached to it as well, just so I can see how my leads are performing and how those conversations are going as well.
But you're not spending a terrific amount of money on this.
No, it's like less than $350 a month. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's got an AI tool built into it that's helping you stay in contact with your people and reminding you of things that you've discussed.
Absolutely. Yep.
So does it have it's listening to your conversations?
Correct. Right. Yeah. So I have my own phone number through that company or through the CRM.
Am I asking you too many questions about this?
No, not at all. This is fun.
I'm curious. Does it, so like we're in a single party consent state. Like, are you telling people that you're recording conversations, or are you the single party?
No, I'm the single party. I consent.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. It's, That's super helpful. That's super
Oh
helpful.
yeah,
Especially when
absolutely.
you're driving, what did you say, from Trinidad to
Trinidad to, let's say, Steamboat. So we're
Steamboat,
going from
right?
the south to the north all the way
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. So you're keeping notes of everything that you're doing. That's huge.
Yeah,
Any other
absolutely.
any other thing that you're using AI for besides that type of communication?
No, and again, like the technology part of this is something where I can definitely grow. It's definitely a big pain point for me where I could utilize it more. I just don't know how. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I was at Mega Camp this week in San Antonio, and I don't know where my book is, but the author of a book called Endless Customers,
Hmm.
Marcus Sheridan, he talked about the issue of like how to train AI to think Brandon Tomic when somebody says to ChatGPT, who's the best realtor in Colorado Springs?
Right.
You know, because unlike yesterday when it was all about getting Google to put you at the top of the list, today
Right.
it's all about zero click and how do we get Chat or Claude or Gemini or I don't even know. How do we get them to say your name when somebody asks that question?
Absolutely. So good. It's going away from SEO into how does our internet overlord give
Yeah,
you my name first when it comes to your inquiry to selling or buying a house, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Which is
So
interesting. That's a whole different way of looking at, but it's also a whole nother leg of business, if you will, right? It's
yeah,
being
you
that
read?
first person.
Do you do Audible?
I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Audible and Spotify.
Get the book Endless Customers by Marcus Sheridan. It's a great book.
I love that.
It'll kind of blow your mind, and it'll also make you feel really small in terms of
Yeah.
like your use of AI. Because like if you're like me, I'm like my wife and I were in Bruges, Belgium, a couple weeks ago, and like I use AI all the time. What restaurant should I go to in Bruges? What do we need to see while we're here? You
Right.
know, whatever. Why is this city important? Um, but there's a lot to it. There's a lot
Well,
to it.
absolutely. Yeah.
Brandon, our company's mission is our part of our mission is that we're the company where entrepreneurs thrive. I wonder how that resonates with you and how that shows up in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, my love of this business and the way that it's set up is that you don't have to have the product, right? The product is there. You're the person who's going to take somebody from not having a home to having a home. And
Yeah,
that's all you got to sell, right?
yeah,
How you do that and how you do that well is incredibly indicative of your training and how you are being taught to bring people from point A to point B, or even getting to point A of them meeting you and talking to you. And I
yeah,
feel like a lot of the training here, especially for the newer agents that I've introduced over here, is that it's incredibly well, it's incredibly friendly. I've never seen a frown in this place. Everybody's happy to see everybody, which is great.
yeah,
Um, but on top of that too is like you could know nothing and be guided along to being a top tier closer, number one agent in the county kind of person. It's all available to you, and I think that's incredible.
yeah. Love that. Um, so there's somebody out listening to this right now, and they're thinking, "Man, like, how do I sell 29 houses my first full year in the business?" What's a singular piece of advice that you would give to that agent?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Uh, the biggest because you're probably if you're starting off, if you're brand new, you probably don't have the money to invest in a CRM or um, into a lead system of any sort or anything like that. The only thing you're going to have is going to be the people that you know, right?
Yeah,
And that was sort of my biggest thing was like a lot of my business came from my hockey teams, just the 20 dudes that I saw every Sunday and drink beer with, they're the ones who knew me. But on top of that too, it was um, uh, childhood friends. It was friends of those childhood friends. It was finding the people who were my number one fans
yeah,
and who are the people I interacted with the most, letting them know, right? That's what you
yeah,
need to focus on at first. Now, if you're on a team or something like that, obviously they may have a lead system, may have whatever it is. But what's going to come along with you through year one, through year, 8, where I am now, or year
yeah,
10 or 20, whatever it is that SOI, is that
yeah,
sphere of influence, is those people who love you and know you.
yeah. Love that. You have a favorite book that you've read recently?
Yes, so I have a fiction and a non like a business based book.
Yeah,
So
tell me about
I'm
the fiction one first.
the fiction one was Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy,
Mhm.
which is I don't know if you're familiar with him. It's kind of it's a crazy book, but it is an incredible piece of art, and
Yeah.
it makes me just want to be a cowboy, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Love it.
So as far as my business book, I am shameful and just recently read for the first time Rich Dad Poor Dad,
Yeah.
which is, and I
It's
have
just being a dad.
well, exactly, right. And I'd rather be the former than the latter, right?
Right.
So, and I already have rental properties, but just kind of looking at my business in a way of like, how is this something that's automated and that is money is working for me when I'm sleeping and everything like that. The idea is simple, and I love simple ideas with complicated ways to make them happen, and that's something I'm really excited about right now.
I love it. That's awesome. Anything else on your heart that you'd like to share with the agents or entrepreneurs that are listening?
I think the one way you win right now, especially in what some people may say is a down or stagnant market, a non 2021 market, if you will,
Yeah.
is just enduring, right? Staying strong, finding new ways to grow your business, finding new people that you can get to know and everything like that. Like that's all you got to focus on. The longer you live, the longer, the better your business is going to grow, even through these unsure times, if you will. So
Love
stay
it.
strong, stay hard.
Brandon, how can people get a hold of you if they have a referral for, well, it sounds like anywhere in Colorado, but
All
specifically
four corners.
Colorado Springs area?
Yeah, absolutely. Best way to get a hold of me is my cell phone. It's always in my hand, except for right now when I do podcasts. My phone number is 303-501-6876, or you can email me as well. I also get that on my phone, brandontomic@gmail.com.
This has been the Where Entrepreneurs Thrive podcast. Hope you've enjoyed our conversation today with Brandon Tomic from Colorado Springs. Brandon, thanks for sharing your insights with us.
Thank you so much for having me. This is fun.